They say history is written by the victors. But what if the victors were the villains? Imagine a world where Adolf Hitler didn't lose the war. Imagine a world where the Allies failed, and the Nazi regime wasn't crushed but crowned. A world where tyranny didn't die in a bunker, but spread like wildfire across continents. This is not just a reimagining. This is a warning of what could have been. June 6, 1944. The beaches of Normandy. In our timeline, the dawn of hope. But here, in this twisted strand of fate, D-Day becomes a massacre. American paratroopers drop into a hailstorm of bullets. British landing craft sink before reaching the shore. The Germans, fully prepared, had decoded Allied communications and were waiting. Eisenhower watches in horror as his plans unravel. Within 72 hours, the Allies have lost 120,000 men. The beachhead is never secured. Instead of pushing forward, the Allies retreat, broken and disillusioned. The Nazis declare total victory in Western Europe. Back home, Roosevelt's radio address is grim. Churchill calls it the darkest hour since the war began. Across occupied Europe, resistance fighters lose hope. The dream of liberation is dead. With D-Day crushed, Hitler launches Operation Sea Lion, the long-feared invasion of Britain. German U-boats sink Royal Navy destroyers. The Luftwaffe bombs London nightly, lighting the skies in orange and smoke. Civilians sleep in subways. Children are evacuated to the countryside. But without American aid, Britain stands alone. The RAF fights heroically, but is overwhelmed. On July 21, 1944, Nazi troops march through London. Churchill is captured trying to flee to Canada. He is paraded through Berlin in chains, a broken lion beneath the eagle's shadow. The world watches in horror. Britain, the last light of Europe, has gone dark. Now free from the Western Front, Hitler unleashes the full might of the Wehrmacht on the Soviet Union. The Eastern Front becomes a slaughterhouse. With every city captured, mass executions follow. Villages burn, millions die. Stalin, paranoid and isolated, refuses to retreat. But it's too late. In December 1944, as snow falls over a battered Red Square, German tanks roll into Moscow. Stalin is captured, tried, and hanged in Berlin alongside Churchill. The hammer and sickle falls, and the swastika rises in its place. The Third Reich stretches from the Atlantic Ocean to the Ural Mountains. There are no more major enemies, only shadows. In Washington, political panic erupts. With Europe and Asia under fascist control, America must choose. Risk total war or step back. President Truman, fearing nuclear escalation and public exhaustion, signs a non-aggression pact with Germany. The world is shocked, but America turns inward. Hollywood censors anti-Nazi films. Universities cancel lectures on fascism. The Statue of Liberty is still standing, but with its torch dimmed. Isolation becomes policy. Democracy begins to erode at the edges. The Nazis, now unchallenged, claim a new world order. In this world, Auschwitz is never liberated. The death camps continue. Without Allied intervention, the final solution proceeds unchecked. 6 million Jews die, then 8, then more. The Romani, disabled, homosexuals, and dissenters vanish. Entire cultures are wiped from maps. There are no Nuremberg trials. There is no justice. The SS becomes a global intelligence force. The Gestapo operates in occupied cities worldwide. Nazi eugenics research continues, creating generations of genetically engineered soldiers loyal to the Reich. By 1955, the world map is unrecognizable. Europe is renamed the Greater Germanic Reich. The Middle East is governed by German oil corporations. Africa is partitioned between the Nazis and Imperial Japan. Australia remains neutral, silent in fear. In Berlin, skyscrapers shaped like eagles scrape the sky. Children attend Reich youth academies where history books speak only of Aryan superiority. Technology flourishes, but for surveillance, not progress. Jet-powered drones patrol every city. Propaganda is projected on the sides of buildings. TVs cannot be turned off. Books are burned. Music is censored. Religion is outlawed except worship of the Reich. Citizens live in fear, monitored by thought police. Speaking against Hitler's legacy is punishable by death. But no tyranny lasts forever. In the shadows of Paris, beneath the ruins of Stalingrad, in the hills of Ethiopia and caves of Tibet, the resistance is born. Old soldiers, hackers, priests, students, all join the underground. They smuggle books, hide refugees, intercept Nazi communications. They rebuild what was lost: truth, hope, culture. In 1962, on the anniversary of Hitler's birth, they hijack every TV screen in the Reich and broadcast uncensored Holocaust footage. For 3 minutes, the world sees what was hidden: emaciated children, crematoriums burning, piles of shoes, eyeglasses, teeth. The signal is cut, but the message lives. The Reich responds with fire. Thousands are executed. Cities are locked down. But the seed of rebellion has been planted. Now it is 1975. The Reich controls 2/3 of the earth. Its armies are unmatched. Its ideology enforced through generations. But the resistance is growing. Their broadcasts become bolder. Their sabotage more daring. And in secret labs, scientists who once worked for the Reich begin building something new, not a weapon but a virus. A virus that targets genetic markers engineered by the Nazi eugenics program. A reversal of their perfect blood. It's a gamble, one that could free the world or destroy it. On New Year's Eve, 1976, the resistance releases the virus through Berlin's water supply. And then, they wait. The Reich falls slowly, not in a grand battle, but in confusion, sickness, rebellion, and collapse. In the years that follow, the world rebuilds. But not fully. The damage is deep. The trauma is generational. Whole languages are extinct. Libraries are empty. The stars are out of reach. But a single child, born in the rubble of Berlin, picks up a banned book. It reads, "Liberty, equality, humanity." And so the future begins again. This was not fiction. This is the shadow of what could have been. History does not guarantee justice. It must be fought for, protected, and remembered. The past can repeat if we let it,